Chancellor, it is my great honour to present Sir David Attenborough for the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa.
I now call upon Dr. Sir David Attenborough to address the congregation.
Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, we are, of course, taking part in a ritual. And the adjective which most people attach to the word ritual, at least the cliché adjective, is meaningless. Well, in this case, the cliché could hardly be less true. The point about rituals is that they are full of meaning, often more meaning than we actually appreciate when we take part in them. It's been my good fortune to observe and sometimes take part in rituals with all kinds of people in all parts of the world. And they are truly meaningful, symbolically meaningful. We do some odd things during them. We wear some odd clothes. But why do we wear these clothes? Well, in Samoa, for example, the aristocrats of Samoa wear their most precious garments, which happen to be centuries-old pandanus mats tied with the rope of coconut fiber. Well, that is to show that they have the most valuable and the most prized costume in Samoa. The Chancellor here has certainly got the swankiest. And quite right, too. The rest of us taking part in this ritual are wearing these sort of clothes. And what are these, pray? Well, these are a strange, stylized version of 17th century clerical dress, which was worn by people of learning. And in wearing these, we are acknowledging that we belong to that community and we seek the authority that comes from antiquity. In many of rituals, you speak languages which come from your ancestors and which are not in daily use. In Bali, the rituals are conducted in a language called Kawi, which only the priests understand. And here, even I am being given this degree, honoris causa. And I dare say those are one of the very few words of Latin which any of us know here. But again, the language is one that stems from scholarship, which stems from the tradition of learning, which we are acknowledging today. Of course, audiences are an essential part of rituals. I spent weeks trying to film a ritual amongst Australian and Aboriginal people in the desert, and we couldn't film because essential members of the audience had not yet reached there. It had taken them weeks of walking across the desert in order to take part in that ritual. And it couldn't happen until they got there. So you too, who come today, you too are an essential part of this ritual. But what do these rituals do? Well, they take place to mark and make memorable extremely important events, very often changes, social changes. Amongst family, of course, they can be important changes of birth, of death, and of marriage. And amongst other societies, they can be important enactments of changes amongst those who take part. This ritual is the first time that many of us have worn academic costume. That's an important change. And by taking part in it, we show our allegiance to the standards and ideals which this society stands for, ideals of scholarship. So the family holds rituals, the law holds rituals, the state holds rituals. But this society also holds rituals. And what does this society stand for? And what is it that we are applauding and making our own when we participate in this ritual? We are supporting the ideals of the university, which are very, very precious. Universities, above all, value truth. They value the seeking of truth. They value the declaration of truth. They value the standing by truth. Now that may sound overdramatic, but the universities stand by truth. Scholarships stand by truth. Has been very crucial to the life of society. Whether it was the time when men of scholarship, learning, and science declared that the Earth was not, in fact, the center of the universe, but merely one planet which was circling around the sun. Whether it was the time when men of science said human beings are related to the rest of the natural world and not a separate creation from it. And human beings thus have a responsibility for the rest of the natural world. Or whether, even more recently, it was the time when men of learning, men of science, men of scholarship, and men of principle stood up for the truth and said that humanity has now overrun the earth, and the actions of humanity are poisoning the earth, and something must be done. So universities are that crucial element in society which, independent of commercialism, independent of politics, seeks the truth and declares the truth. And so, for me, this ceremony, this ritual, and this honor is a very great one. I congratulate all you who have worked so hard to take part in this ritual and to have gone through the change which it brings. And I thank you all very much indeed for including me amongst your number. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Attenborough, for honoring us today. Your voice sent shivers through our veins, just hearing the excitement of your voice, because every time you speak, you spread your wisdom and your knowledge to surround us. Thank you so much. I don't think there's anybody else in public life that's held so affectionately in their hearts right across the generation. And we will always hold you affectionately here at Exeter and embrace you as part of our family. Thank you so much.